21 Towson Avenue, and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
You looking to revamp your closet? Tired of wearing the same old stuff? Hey, Ty Richardson for Roback, one of our new partners here at ESPN Arkansas. Hoodies, joggers, polos, you name it, they have it. Thankfully, Roback is licensed by the University of Arkansas, so you can add to your Razorback collection. Here's the best part. Because you're an ESPN Arkansas listener, you're going to get 20% off your first order. Just use the code RUSH25 at Roback.com. That's RHOBACK.com.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high will be well into the middle 90s. We will stay clear tonight, overnight low near 75. Tuesday, sunshine mid to upper 90s, and then more of the same for Wednesday. A high 95 to 99 degrees with lots of blue sky and sun. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Fayetteville is 1,843 miles away, but the call of the Hogs can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 40 days.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What ain't but one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Happy Monday. Good morning. Oh, man, it does feel like a Monday, but it feels good. It's great to be with everybody on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. Phil Elson, my partner Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. Feels like everything held together over the weekend. A very nice weekend. Let's see. Good morning, Matt. Morning, Christian. How's everything going today? You have a good weekend?
Happy Monday is right. Liverpool's finishing up signing Hugo. He's his last name, I'll get it. He's from Frankfurt, $106 million deal. So that's always exciting. I watched a like a 4.5 hour documentary on David Beckham on Saturday. It was pretty cool. So yeah, it was a good weekend.
All right, I need you to practice this last name. You went with the first name, but what's the guy's last name?
Well, they were trying to get Alexander Isak, and they weren't able to get him. But you spell it Ekitike. So I haven't heard it.
Hugo.
I haven't heard it. Yeah, that's what I said. We'll go with Hugo.
Hugo works just fine. That's
got
nice.
it. We usually you just go by a number until you make a play. Like we haven't seen him make a play yet.
Yeah, it was a really nice weekend. It was chill. Went over to Hot Springs for a little bit. Took a look at the baseball trail. Tested out the Ohio Club for the first time ever, which was a lot of fun. Watched the first segment of the Billy Joel documentary. Felt like it was a little bit long, but if you're putting a documentary about your career and you're doing it in 2 parts, I guess 2.5 hours for the first one isn't that bad. It's pretty good. Ended with his first divorce, first of I think 2 or 3, and right before Nylon Curtain. So I'll have to miss the second one because it comes out on Friday, and I'm going to be in the Grand Canyon with absolutely no cell service or any way to get any
catch
technology.
It in August.
Yes, I will. That's exactly right. So. Let's see, in sports, you got Scotty Scheffler continuing his amazing run with a British Open championship. He's got 3 legs of the Grand Slam for a career, 2 major wins this year already in the U.S. Open, the one that he hasn't picked up. Of course, he'll have to wait till next year for it. WNBA All-Star Game took place over the weekend, but it seems that it was off-court stuff, really just practices, the things that the players were wearing in the warm-ups leading into the game that got more headlines than anything else about the pay us what you owe us is what the T-shirt says, and there's a lot of opinions flinging back and forth about it.
Pay us what you owe us.
Well, I wonder what it is that they feel that they're owed. I think that there's an opt-out clause for their labor contract. The media deal for the WNBA explodes up to $200 million per year next year. I mean, it explodes comparatively to what it was before, and you got expansion and franchise values going up, but the league lost money, so I don't have the business acumen to figure it out, but the players feel they deserve more. They probably do, but nowhere near anywhere what right now NBA players are making. You had baseball get back into it. The president is threatening to uphold new stadium funding for Washington, D.C. unless the Commanders revert to the Redskins, and then called on the Cleveland Guardians to go back to the Indians, and the Indians or the Guardian CEO says, no, thank you. We're just fine with what we've done these last 4 years. Looks like Washington wants to do the same. And I don't know. That's most of the stuff that took place.
What's tougher to do? To tell a billionaire white person, I guess they can be whatever color they want, but like I'm just saying, the owners of these teams, billionaire white men, what to do? Does that go well? Like, does that usually go well? Like, just, hey, I'm going to tell you what to do. You can't tell people like that what to do.
Well, not coming from the government, though. The only thing is that when it comes to the city of Washington, D.C., and I don't understand all of it in the same way, the idea of, well, the city owns some land, the federal government owns other pieces of land inside the city, and I'm not sure who owns the piece of land where the new stadium is supposed to be built. Congress also controls the budget for the city, but I don't think the president.
So you give me a tax break, we'll change it back. There you go. We scratch your back. Yeah, okay. There you go.
It's just odd though to think about. And look, I'm sure there's examples in both ways. I mean, there's pressure brought to bear from the other side of the aisle in terms of change your team name. I don't remember if President Obama had done something like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had, said something about maybe thinking about changing a team's name. But he wouldn't. I don't think there was the threat of using the leverage of the federal government for that to happen. So it is. Yeah, I think it's a little bit odd. But I mean, the president's now, trying to get his writing an executive order for I don't think it's not banning, but it's limiting NIL earnings, which I don't think that he has the power to do that. And I'm not sure if he's got the power to, keep the city of Washington, D.C. from building a stadium unless the NFL franchise that's there reverts back to Redskins, which also goes with a pretty hefty cost of, everything you got to do about getting your merchandise back anyway. And then I think we're 10 days away from when the Razorbacks report to camp, Matt. Told July 31st, I think, is report date. August 1st would be the first game. And then August, August the 30th is our first game of the year. Is that right? It is August the 30th against Alabama A&M. So we're not quite within 1 month, but Matt, we are certainly within 2 weeks of when August camp begins for this football team. And the other aspect of it is that how much of it are we going to be able to watch? So it's like all those questions that we have about, which receiver looks like he's going to emerge. How does this rebuilt offensive line look? Who can take over at safety in some positions? Who are your cornerbacks? Just everything, right? If you get your 20-minute media viewing window and that's about it, you pretty much have things hidden. So I don't know if it helps answer some questions other than what Sam and each individual assistant coach will tell you when they have their media session, or if it just raises more questions because everything is not everything. I guess like 80%, 85% is done behind closed doors and curtains.
Well, that's one of my favorite teammates, Josh Scobie, number 10. So we're 10 days away from camp, and you just want to see the athleticism, you want to see the strength, you want to see the physicality, you want to see knowing your assignment these first couple games. You don't want to have to go. Not that you're not going to run your offense, Phil, but you don't want to have to go deep into like page 17 in these first two games and give Ole Miss a really good scouting report. You want to be able to go out there and let your best beat their best, because one-on-one matchups these first, and it's one game at a time, but one-on-one matchups these first two games, we should have the advantage up and down the field. That doesn't mean that Arkansas State doesn't probably have a couple guys that could play for us. I bet they do, but they don't. Not everywhere. We should be the better team those first two games.
Well, it should be pretty obvious, right, when you get there. It's exactly right. And also wonder about the temperature of people's feelings right now about that Arkansas State game. Not a matter of do they worry you, and do you want to play them? Do you want to play them in Little Rock or Fayetteville or Jonesboro or whatever? But are you excited about this game? I always thought moving into Arkansas in 2001 and coming into a state where the schools didn't play each other, or at least the big school didn't play any of the smaller schools, and how different that looks like from the rest of the country. And then when it now is happening, and we've been seeing this with baseball and basketball since 2019, and the novelty's worn off. And I don't know if it's an excitement of it or anything. I mean, you get excited because you see some kids on each of those teams that are from the state, that may be from your hometown, and get a chance to see how they compete against the Razorbacks. But, the novelty's worn off about baseball and basketball and all of the other sports competing against each other. With football, you knew you were building towards this at some point. Remember, the first thing we were told is that we'll play schools inside the school system, which basically meant you'll only play UAPB. But you also knew that wasn't going to be the only school that you played, because Arkansas State's still sitting there. And, are Red Wolves fans all fired up about this? This is like the biggest game in their program's history, Matt. I mean, I know they've played A&M and Alabama
this is it.
Absolutely.
First time, you're right.
This has to be. I mean, an excitement level for them, just the ability to finally get at Arkansas for the first time in a football field ever. But I don't know if I feel that same kind of jazz and excitement from Arkansas fans, or any of it, truthfully.
As long as there's a healthy respect, then it's okay. You don't have to it doesn't have to feel like Christmas morning to you to go play Arkansas State. But as long as you respect your opponent and know that if you show up and half-ass it, that they'll whoop you. Just make sure you're and you should be, because those first couple games of the year, you're just so excited you'll play anywhere, anybody, anywhere, because you're just tired of hitting your own teammates. You're ready to see a different color uniform.
Wow. You look at the first game of the year and how some other schools are playing, really tough Power 5 game to begin the year. I mean, Alabama's got Florida State, Auburn's got Baylor. Tennessee's opening up against Syracuse. Texas, Ohio State. I mean, these are some tough games for SEC teams. And Arkansas is opening up against Alabama A&M. And, I mean, when you look at basically the entire SEC schedule for that first week, that's one of the, worst games of that first week. So you don't really learn too much about it. But that Arkansas State game, Matt, I mean, you're facing at that point just, it's really for us because you know how we go at it from the end of the season. You look at a team that finishes 6-6, but, one of those games was against an FCS opponent that isn't very good. I don't know too much about Alabama A&M for the moment, but I remember what UAPB looked like last year. You looked at that and it was like, all right, it's a win, but against Division I teams, we're 5-6. I would like to at least see, I would like to at least have Arkansas have a better record against Division I teams, and we wouldn't look in January and say, you know what, against FBS competition, they were sub 500. Whether it's a school from inside the state of Arkansas or whatever, just be a Division I win, a big Division I win against the Sun Belt school. Sun Belt's a decent football conference. But you got to win all those group of 5 games. When it's a team within your state, you better win it. It's not a matter of must win or have to win. You better win that game.
Phil, I barely know anything about this Arkansas team coming up. We had such a turnover. We're talking about, I definitely don't know anything about Alabama A&M, Arkansas State. But what Coach Pittman say? 31 transfers and 19 incoming freshmen, 50 new faces on this team from last year.
But it's like for every answer why there may be an improvement, and the first thing everybody goes to is Taylor Green and Bobby Petrino working together for a second year. There's the other side of the coin, which is that basically the rest of the offense, almost the entire unit, is brand new. So, I mean, so we like our linebackers, right? That's the idea. Coach says, we like our linebackers. We're going to let them run loose a little bit. That tells me a little that they're not sure if there's a defensive end or a defensive tackle that can win a one-on-one battle and pressure the quarterback. I just see other sides of the coin for every positive, that it's not that there's a negative, but there's a question. There's a question where there is no definitive answer right now because we literally do not know what this team looks like when they're all together. So it's like I really want to start watching games now, Matt. Like camp, for me, has always been tedious when we've been hosting the show, but it feels like, not last year there weren't as many unknowns, because if you look this year and last year, the roster churn at Arkansas is more so than any other Power 4 school. So, I've been in this place for a couple years now, 3 years probably, where August camp, I just want to get to the games. Maybe you would have been the same way as a player too, Matt, but you just described the whole reason why you would feel that way getting excited for the first game of the year. But for us, as media members that are covering the team, for you as fans, you got all the same questions too. Everything's a question mark at the moment. I don't want to get to the Alabama A&M game, Matt. I only brought up the Arkansas State game because I want to get to that game, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. No, that's you'll be you get a week away to reset and come back. You'll be ready, definitely be ready by then. I saw on the rundown what you put on, Phil, with John Daly Jr. I thought that was pretty cool right there.
Yeah, Southern Amateur Championship at the Blessings. They've seen like 130 of these tournaments. That must be one of the oldest amateur golf tournaments in the country, if not the world, and gets an auto bid of the U.S. Amateur Championship in San Francisco next month. Had to have helped being on his home course, but, this is a huge win for John Daly Jr.
Home course, and so he gets to go to the U.S. Amateur. But did Grant Hall know this? Clay Henry know this? We'll have a lot. Mike Irwin might know this coming up. But did his dad win this? Did John Daly, did his pops win this tournament? Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting if he did, and
that makes it even that much. That'd be that much cooler.
Yeah. Well, Junior will end up, once he starts his pro career, with a little bit more notoriety than John did when he started his career. Because remember, he came out of nowhere as was it the British Open Championship, the first major? Forget if it was that or if it was PGA. Anyway, yeah, that was super cool to see the legacy continue. Maybe in a way that it didn't even start with John all those years ago.
Crooked Creek PGA, I think, was his first one. Then
That's what it was.
British was the second.
Calls and texts will come in on the Lewis Automotive Hotline throughout the show at 877-377-6963. We'll have 3 Up, 3 Down about an hour from right now. And Mike Irwin coming up after the break. Stay with us on Halftime.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Consistency is what we strive for in life. Our baseball program is an ideal example of that. Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Dallas Street Dental. Dr. Bill Ligon has stressed that same concept for the last 15 years at the Dallas Street location. From getting to patients on time to diagnosing needs throughout an appointment. Dallas Street Dental is offering half-price Zoom professional whitening in June and July. In addition, Dallas Street Dental is offering a $50 new patient.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner. This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken's from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Go summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline.
Business like you shake my hand, you break up the band. Flimsy as it is, it's open mic punk rock. Red, white, and blue. Yeah, you twist twist the knife, then go home to kiss your wife. A bigger, better slice is what you'd like. You kick the sand, you get the upper hand. You'll sell it to Japan. It's natural punk rock. Red, white, and blue.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
NFL camps are opening up today, tomorrow. Lions opened up on Saturday. The Cowboys and the Chiefs will open today in Oxnard, California, and St. Joe's, Missouri, respectively. I guess you got to call it St. Joseph's because I think there's a St. Joe's, Missouri, and it's a different city. 26 teams will open camp tomorrow. So we're 10 days away from the Razorbacks reporting, Matt, but the NFL is getting underway. Cowboys are at camp. They're reporting. So we got a lot. Would you say they're probably, if you're combining, if you're putting a Venn diagram together of Arkansas fans and Cowboys fans, there's probably more Cowboys fans within the realm of Arkansas fandom than any other NFL franchise. Fair statement?
There's more Yeah, I think the Chiefs, though, with St. Louis going out west and the Chiefs having all this success, I think Chiefs have overtaken Cowboys fans in Arkansas.
Really? I wonder
more people I know. I don't know how much it's front runner syndrome or whatever, but when St. Louis left and then all of a sudden the Chiefs have won their division 10 straight, it's like everybody, they're pretending to be Chiefs fans now, like, oh, I didn't know you were a Chiefs fan.
Well, then you can point to the proximity of it. I mean, it's still, Kansas City's closer to Fayetteville than Dallas is.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, in terms of the rest of the state, Dallas would be closer than Kansas City. You got a lot of Saints fans, some Texans fans. I feel a Steeler bubble here, but you feel that everywhere.
Steelers fans are everywhere, yeah.
We're kind of all over the place, but it's not like this is some highly concentrated area of it. Some Falcons fans too, Titans a little bit, but it's mostly Cowboys fans. So
we might have some more Titans fans. Brandon Allen's the backup for the Tennessee Titans now.
Yeah, Levis is out for the year with a shoulder. Did you see that shoulder injury in September?
I think when you take when you have the number one overall pick and you take a quarterback, it starts hurting a little bit more. You're like, yeah, I think I might need to do surgery.
But it's like I know he dealt with the injury all year long, and then it was rest and rehab is going to get you ready, and now here it is, the day before Tennessee arrives in camp, and Levis is out for the year. So there's no competition for Cam Ward. He gets the job, and Brandon Allen is the backup. I mean, it looked like Allen would have been the third stringer, but now he may end up getting some snaps because you're talking about backing up a quarterback who's never taken a single NFL snap.
Brandon Allen will get a handful of starts this year. It's got to be pretty cool. Yeah.
I don't remember the last time he did start.
He started last year in a game. I watched a little bit of it. He didn't. He looked a little like it's the game speed from practice speed is just a little different, and that's why it's so tough, Phil. And I think Coach Pittman brought this up last year at Media Days. But when you don't take a full action live rep for 4 years, and then all of a sudden it is, man, it's just a little bit different. And so that's why you want the backup to have some live reps if you can these first couple games, just because it's just the speed. It goes up to 11.
What about a Brandon Allen, a Traylon Burks connection at some point? Burks is 8 months removed from ACL surgery, so. Isn't it usually supposed to take about a year, those ACL injuries, before you're really back?
Adrian Peterson did it in 7 months, 8 months. That's the quickest it's ever happened. So usually, 8 to 12 months.
This has to be a pretty important year for Burks. And I don't know how often he even got on the field last year. Single A in Danville. BA's got the best gig ever. Millions for carrying a clipboard and not taking a beating. But that's when he was with the Niners, and just really holding the clipboard as a backup and as a third stringer, and now here over with the team and you think of the team that he left, Matt, and he leaves the team whose quarterback was Mr. Irrelevant, and now he goes to the team whose quarterback is the first overall pick in Cam Ward. I mean, wasn't he number one? Did he go? He went overall number one. That's right. Think about that. How many quarterbacks in their career who've been a backup, backed up Mr. Irrelevant, and then a first overall pick? Because there just aren't very many seventh rounders, Matt, that take over as a starting quarterback for very long.
So he lived in Cincinnati for a little bit, then got to live in San Francisco, now living in Nashville. I mean, those are some pretty cool cities too. Like he's had a good gig. That's right.
Hey, I saw that the the CEO of In-N-Out Burger said that she's moving the company from California to Tennessee. So I guess she's following Brandon Allen's idea.
Yeah, no state income tax in Tennessee. I bet his paycheck's a lot better in the Nashville area than it is in those 49er area.
We've got some fans texting in their fandom. Alan is a Vikings. He says one Vikings fan. I'm trying to rack my brain if I know any other Vikings fans out there, at least amongst my people. Heck, I don't even think I know. No, I do know a Vikings fan. I know one. It's my cousin's husband who lives in Gainesville. He's from Minneapolis, so he would be the one Vikings fan that I really. And you, Alan, because you let us know. Robert's a lifelong Chargers fan since '81. So you're able to remember where the franchise is located, because I still call it San Diego. Matt, you do too.
It's in L.A. That's right. I think San Diego. But the Raiders are the one. There was a Jeopardy question the other day, and I was like the Las Vegas duh. You know, it was like because they try to slip one in there.
You know, I'm told when I look at the NFL website that the three most improved teams, or at least three really improved teams, are the Bears, Jets, and Raiders. How much of the improvement for those teams are the head coaches? Ben Johnson with the Bears, Pete Carroll with the Raiders, Aaron Glenn with the Jets. I mean, a lot of it's got to be not just rebuilding the offensive line for the Bears, getting Caleb Williams, Luther Burden, and Colston Loveland, the tight end from Michigan. Can't just be about the Raiders getting Geno Smith and Ashton Jeanty. It can't just be about the Jets getting rid of Aaron Rodgers. It's got to be new head coaches too.
Well, Caleb Williams last year was sacked 68 times, an NFL record and I believe it was like 460 or 38 yards net, and then he rushed for 466 yards. So it was like he only ended up being like 24. So you got to think that's going to get better for year two. Who's the Jets quarterback? Does anybody believe in the Jets for real? The Raiders,
supposed to be Justin Fields.
The Raiders are in such a tough division, man. I just don't know that. I know Pete Carroll will bring him a shot of life, but I'd have to say the Bears in that if we're talking about those three teams right there, because Caleb Williams year two, he's gonna make some strides.
Jets quarterbacks right now: Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, Brady Cook, Adrian Martinez.
Brady Cook, let's go. Yeah, you're not a 500. That's not a 500 team.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that's any really improved team. Anyway, we'll break in a moment. Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation will join us. We'll get in more into this Arkansas football team with the team reporting to camp in about, well, not in about, it will be 10 days. Remember Crabtree RV Center in Alma. They've been serving the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas for 75 years and counting, giving every single buyer and their family the absolute best experience purchasing an RV. You can purchase right on site. You can go online to crabtreerv.com to peruse their inventory. They feature personalized financing. There's a top-of-the-line parts and service department on site. It's Crabtree RV, where I-40 and I-49 come together in Alma, and online at crabtreerv.com. Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation joining halftime right after this break.
I literally would eat tuna fish by itself, dry, no mayonnaise. I did this for a whole month or two, and I kid you guys not, I lost 20 to 30 pounds. That's all I was eating.
This is halftime.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life. The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
It's almost summertime. That means barbecues, graduations, weddings, and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Texting enrolls. Recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to be.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback Football legend Matt Jones.
Pig Trail Nation's Mike Irwin with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Always appreciate your time on Mondays, Mike. It's 10 days before camp starts. We had the rigmarole of media days last week. So what's going on this week for you?
Pretty much just looking back on media days and going through all that stuff and trying to see if there's something else that happened there that got by me, you know. I watched most of it, was very interested. I understand. I went there for straight years and then opted out. I just said, hey, guys, can somebody else go to this? I've had enough of it. But I understood while I was going that it's largely put on by the SEC to promote the SEC. It sells tickets. This is the time of the year when a lot of these schools are still trying to sell their season tickets. So you get everybody excited and you do a lot of PR stuff, and that's a part of what's happening there. But that doesn't mean you can't come across some little tidbits of information that are interesting. And right off the bat, Sam Pittman, because we didn't know what the situation was, he mentioned that this Ishmael Cece, who was arguably their most impressive receiver in the spring, he's a portal get, and he was doing really well, and then he had that weight room accident, and he had an injury. So what's the situation? I think I told you guys yesterday or last week that could be maybe October before he was back. Well, now apparently he's out for the year. So that prompted a whole lot of questions about, okay, what are you going to do now? And he mentioned a bunch of receivers, said we got lots of options, but I thought it was interesting that he went out of his way to mention Antonio Jordan. Mm-hmm. This is the big mystery guy as far as I'm concerned, because he's a 3-star out of Warren, 6'6", 230, and people that have seen him say he's not a 3-star. He's really good. This is the first time they've had him on campus, and this was the first time anybody on that coaching staff had talked about what he looked like this summer. And Sam Pittman called him an extraordinary talent. He didn't say, well, he's new and he needs some time, he's still learning, he looks good, but we'll see. He didn't say any of that stuff. He said he's an extraordinary talent, and we think he can help us right away. So that was interesting. It was interesting to come across something like that. Now, he got into recruiting guys, and he said something else that I didn't really anticipate him saying, but he got asked all this stuff about, you're in job trouble, blah, blah, blah. What's that like? And he went back into this thing. I don't personally worry about it, but he said it is affecting our recruiting, but in state, not out of state. In other words, we've done really well for the 2026 class going out of Arkansas into places like Georgia and other states like in the SEC, because those guys don't hear this stuff or they don't see it on the internet all day from our own fans. They just come in on a recruiting visit. They like the visit. They like the coaches. They like our players that are here. They like Northwest Arkansas. They commit. But he said, we've got this in-state image that I'm about to be fired. Our program is in trouble. And he said it really affects us. Now, put that together with what Xavier Sori said a bit later on, and he did this on his own. Nobody prompted him. Nobody asked him about it. He just started going off about fans, Arkansas fans, attacking Sam Pittman. And he said, when they attack him, they attack us. And we take that personally. So, I didn't take that as a threat toward fans on the internet. I took it as we're gonna prove all of you people wrong. So all of that was interesting. Cam Ball, the story, I didn't know Cam Ball's dad had died. That's pretty recent, but I found that interesting because it reminded me of when Frank Ragnow, when his dad passed away, and how Brett Bielema became almost like a second dad to him. They still have a very strong relationship. And what Cam Ball seemed to be saying is that's what's going on with Sam Pittman and me right now. He's really stepped in and helped, and it's going to motivate me. I'm going to play this season for my dad. So all of that stuff was interesting. When it was all said and done, the SEC media picked Arkansas, which finished 10th last year, to be 14th. So I guess the SEC media thinks Arkansas is going to drop from 10th to 14th, even though there's all kinds of evidence to suggest that Taylor Green coming back in his second year is going to make a real difference with this team.
Yeah, I think the big thing, Mike, is the product on the field. What's your thoughts? These first two games, Phil and I were talking this first segment before we play Ole Miss. And we got a little while to go, but like the product on the field, these first two games, what's something you want to see that you'll be like, okay, I feel good about this season now?
Well, I want to see Taylor Green do what he claims is different about him. what he said was, when I got here a year ago, a little over a year ago, it was a year and a half, comes in before the start of spring football. He said, I was just a guy that showed up for a game and I was just going to play and try to win. He said, the difference is now I know what my offensive coordinator and my quarterback's coach, I know all the things that are important to him each week for a game. And he said, that has to be important to me too. In other words, what he knows and what he wants us to do, I have to be the same way. So I want to see if that shows up in decision making. Now, Matt, he's more physical. He put on about 10 to 15 pounds, and there was some video of him walking along, and you could see he was a little stronger looking in the upper body. But I didn't like what he had to say about that. He sat down, and somebody asked him about it, and he said, well, now, if I decide to truck somebody, I'm more physical. Well, I don't want him trucking anybody, and I hope Petrino doesn't. You know, he's fast. He can outrun linebackers. He's not KJ Jefferson. He doesn't have to run over people. He can run by them. So I hope he doesn't use this extra weight and strength to start trucking linebackers. I'd like to see him get around them and avoid them and get out of bounds, because probably, Matt, one of the most important things this season is whether or not he can avoid getting hurt, because if he gets hurt, all bets are off.
Well, go ahead, Matt. No, I was saying they say a lot of things about KJ Jackson. They really seem to like KJ Jackson. I mean, it almost, I don't know if Sam anointed him the starter for 2026, but he talked about him in a way where it kind of felt like that. You know, and Malachi got a lot of snaps last year in important moments. And the feeling is, you know, if Taylor wants to go out and truck somebody, well, fine. We're going to probably watch KJ Jackson at quarterback at some point. That was another thing I took from media days, that Sam was talking so much about him openly, maybe more so than most coaches were talking about their backup, and the comment that we'll do a little bit more with the linebackers this year. But I look at that almost like, you know, it's two sides of a coin. Well, it tells me I like the linebackers and the speed and everything, but it does make me wonder if they're looking at a defensive line that's going to have trouble winning one-on-one matchups. Yeah, maybe. I mean, these are things we'll be looking at when they start fall camp, August camp. But you talk about KJ Jackson, I want to see that. You know, one of the problems, I understand his reasoning for not having a spring game, didn't want other coaches coming in and snatching some of his players right before the portal, see some guy look good in the spring game, oh, let's go get that guy. I understand that. But when you don't see this guy in an actual spring football game, what am I supposed to base that on? If I want to believe Sam Pittman, that he's fully capable of stepping in if Taylon Green gets hurt, what have I seen him do? And the answer is nothing. So that's one of the things, believe me, I'll be looking at when August camp starts. I'll be watching the backup probably as much as the starter, because that is a big issue. You do need to have a quarterback that can step in if your starter gets hurt. But let's face it, guys, truly, how many football teams, no matter how good they are, how many of them can survive their starting quarterback getting knocked out and somebody else has to come in? It happens some, and it happened in that Tennessee game last year. But most schools cannot afford to lose their starter. I still say, tell this kid not to run over people. Tell him to run away from people or around them.
Yeah, it's situational running. I don't want my quarterback running more than 10 times a game in the SEC. I'm with you there, Mike. Hey, I saw this. Brandon Allen's going to be the backup for the Titans. Have you followed his career a little bit? What's your thoughts on Brandon Allen? He's keeping it going on.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, he's just, he's a backup, and he occasionally gets to play. And how long has he been in
I think a decade.
It's hard to remember how far back he played when you go back to that, that miracle win at Ole Miss and some of the things that happened back then. And look what he's done. I mean, he's just prepared. He's a son of a coach. He's just a guy that prepares. And when they've had to put him in there, I wouldn't say he's been outstanding, but he hasn't been terrible. And Matt, it says something that they don't pick you up and put you on a roster for no reason. I just think it's amazing that he's still out there doing this.
reminds me of Charlie Ward, who was, the Heisman Trophy winner, then played on that first San Antonio Spurs championship team, but he was the last guy on the bench. And he asked Pop, he's like, why did you have me? You could have anybody else. He's like, because you're a man of high character and you're a good locker room guy. And I think that's, and you don't mess up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
You had a birthday last week, Mike. How do you celebrate a birthday here?
Well, I went out and played golf and played by myself because I just wanted to be by myself. And it was really hot, and it tested my endurance, guys. And I'll tell you, I got to about number 10, and I'd played the front nine really well, and now it's starting to get to me, right? And what it affected was my putting. It just got terrible. I could still hit the ball pretty good, but I get up on the greens and I just knock one 6 feet past the hole or leave it 4 feet short. And as I got further into that thing, I went, I probably should quit, but I kept playing because I'm 77. When you get to be my age, you don't want to give in. You don't want to give in to anything. You just tell yourself, I can still do what I always could do. You probably can't, but you're going to believe that you can.
Mike, I can barely finish a round of golf at age 48. So if I'm 77, we'll have to go to the 9-hole course. We appreciate your time, Mike. We'll leave it there. Always, thanks so much for doing these.
Sure. Enjoyed it, guys.
You got it. It's Mike Irwin, Pig Trail Nation, with us each Monday on Halftime. Is that how you'd like to spend a birthday, Matt? I know you love golf, but cursing at yourself for 4 hours straight.
2 years ago, birthday, I definitely just went to the Mexican joint by myself and had tacos and didn't talk. Yeah, sometimes you're like, I ain't messing with nobody today. Yeah.
How do you want to celebrate your birthday? By being alone and having nobody bother me all day long. That's right. That room over there, kids, that you're not allowed to go into? I'm spending the entire next day in that room. Let's break here in Halftime. Back to wrap up hour number 1 in just a moment.
Woo, pig suey there. I did it.
This is Halftime.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Come in and enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs, and of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this plus a drink for only $8.99. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit. Split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. And our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Time to wheel, my fingers gotta feel. What's on the case smile? I spin on a wheel, I slide to the right. I found you like electric light.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Well, it looks like Kevin Trainor's found the next, well, literally, as he tweeted it, the next step in his professional journey after being let go by the athletic department. And when did that happen? I think that was 3 weeks ago. Right when we got into July, he's going to be working for the Arkansas Alumni Association. And as somebody that attended the University of Arkansas, graduated from the University of Arkansas, worked at the University of Arkansas for just short of 30 years, would be a really good person to have in there for Arkansas Alumni Association. So congrats to Kevin and the association for making that hire. So it's good to know, Matt. He won't be part of athletics, but he's not leaving campus either. And hey, the Alumni Association isn't the building is just a stone's throw away from the Broyles Center. It's right there.
Yeah, I mean he's legendary up there. He'll do great things there. I mean he's worked in many different spots in that for that university. I think he'll have no problem just kind of continuing it on and doing great things for the program.
Happened pretty quickly, and texting with Kevin and the things that he had said before. I think he was well aware that there would be something not lined up for him, but something that would be close by that he could connect with. And hey, once a Razorback, always a Razorback, but now it's just from a little bit of a different angle. The Razorbacks, I did not see, were featured in SportsCenter's 50 States in 50 Days. Saturday, I think it was, Arkansas was featured. One day after Indiana was featured with a WNBA All-Star Game, and one day ahead of Delaware being featured with a NASCAR Cup Series. They showed mountain biking in Bentonville. And if it's the mountain biking capital of the world, you got to show that on SportsCenter. But I couldn't get over the two anchors who have probably never even driven through the state, and the only things that they had to offer for the conversation about the state of Arkansas is, why are they the natural state? Can't figure it out. Just can't. If you ever drive through the state of Arkansas, even just going through, well, I don't know about the drive towards Memphis being all that pretty, but if you go south a little bit farther into the rice fields and everything, I mean, it's natural. This is about as natural of a state as it is. But I watched that, Matt, and I think to myself, it's pretty obvious. Here's some people that have literally never been to the state and probably wouldn't ever do it either.
But they live in Bristol, Connecticut.
Ooh.
Yeah, so cool up there.
Very excited. Let's see what's going on in Connecticut as far as like 50 states in 50 days. What would get you fired up in the state of Connecticut
I
for sports?
figured it'd be like a double dip of college basketball, the men's and women's program.
That'll be about it. They are going to be showing, when Connecticut is featured August the 12th, ESPN Fantasy Football Marathon. Because truthfully, if you're thinking sports in the state of Connecticut and it's not UConn basketball, it's just the ESPN campus. In fact, I think our buddy Brett Dolan on Thursday is getting a tour of the ESPN campus, which is quite a bit larger.
It's a compound.
Yes. Is a campus or it's probably a few compounds all tied together, just one network right after the other. Hour number 2 of Halftime's coming up. We'll be doing 3 up, 3 down in 20 minutes. So we're wide open in the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. I want to ask a question. For you Cowboys fans out there that are Razorback fans, what win do you celebrate harder? Which loss ruins your week the most? And which team do you have more faith going into this next football season? We are back in a moment.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Hi, this is Pruitt Tollett with WT Equipment. When it's hay season, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. Vermeer Forge tools, from mowers to balers, are built tough to perform in the field, backed by support you can count on. At WT Equipment, we help you get the right Vermeer tools to keep them running strong. Come by and see us at our 8 locations or visit us online, WTEquip.com. Vermeer, because your hay doesn't wait.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-2085. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-2085. That's 800-555-2085. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-555-2085.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high will be well into the middle 90s. We will stay clear tonight, overnight low near 75. Tuesday, sunshine mid to upper 90s, and then more of the same for Wednesday. A high 95 to 99 degrees with lots of blue sky and sun. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Tally at the 40, midfield, at the UCF 40, the 30. Tally at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown Arkansas!
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 40 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Actually, if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
You said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
But they were one Razorback.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
And we welcome you back into halftime, our second hour on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. 12:01, no guests. In fact, no guests throughout the rest of the show. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. And doing 3 up, 3 down in our next segment. Was looking here, Scotty Scheffler, Matt, British Open champion. He's being compared to Tiger Woods throughout. Now, I know Tiger got things started quite a bit earlier than Scotty did. I think he'd had a few major championships by the time he was 25. That's when Scotty won his first major. But if you're just looking at the first 25 majors that each of them played in, Tiger's got Scheffler in major championships 6-4, but Scheffler's got him beaten top 10 finishes, top 25 finishes. They're both tied in top 5 finishes in those 25 majors. I know it's all about winning it, and Tiger's got the 2 added major championships, but I don't think there's anybody else that really quite measures up. I'm not sure about in the history of the sport, but certainly since Tiger's dominant era ended, absolutely nobody has come closer to Scotty Scheffler, and you can't help but go into every major tournament now thinking this is your winner. And think of how zen he is, too. It was just a week ago he was discussing how, the major championship wins or any golf tournament victory does not fulfill him any longer than about 30 seconds to a minute or 2 minutes when he's then thinking about the next tournament he's playing in. So he does sound like a very grounded person because he takes his joy in family and other things, and thinking of what last year was like for him and the craziness of the PGA, and of course nothing like that's happened this year. That wasn't a roadblock at all, and guy's absolutely on a heater like I've never seen anybody.
Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka, and Seve, the late great Seve Ballesteros, they've won 5. So that's his next. That's the next jump. And then you look at who's won 6: Lee Trevino, your boy Sir Nick Faldo, Phil Mickelson. Those 3. So it's kind of like that's what it is. They asked Tiger the question years ago: do you want to beat Sam Snead's tournament wins, or do you want to get to Jack's major champion? And it's emphatically everybody wants to catch Jack. 18 major championships. I guess. Do you think he's young enough and that he can get there?
Well, I mean, you're in the right sport if you can still have yourself a golden era in your 40s. I mean, that's happened before. And I also think about, I can't get into Tiger's head, but the celebrity, and Scotty's obviously a huge celebrity, but I don't know if I put him quite at the level that I remember what it was like with Tiger 25 years ago. I mean, that was I
don't think Scotty wants that.
No, he doesn't.
I think like you said, he just got a new car like last year. When he first started winning these majors, he was driving like a blue Tahoe that he had been driving for 12 years. I think he wants to go out there and play golf and be with his family.
You never know what can happen, but I just don't know if you see the kind of thing that blew Tiger's career up happening to Scheffler. Oh. Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about now, maybe Tiger said some of those things too about family helping him be grounded and everything. And, nobody's talking about what they might do, sneak around in front of cameras, but Scotty does seem to be a pretty grounded champion. So, and I watched a little bit of it, but they said it's pretty rare to already be the champion of the major when you're walking on 18. So I pretty much stopped watching at about 14 or 15. Watched a little bit of the Rangers Tigers yesterday. Watching Tarek Skubal pitch is a heck of a lot of fun. And then there was, Matt, I think I saw the throw of the year in Major League Baseball over the weekend. Did you see this throw by Ronald Acuna against the Yankees?
I haven't seen it.
Absolutely incredible.
high and deep to right. Over toward the line, Acuna's got it. Tagging from second is Bebas. Whoa! They got him! Are you kidding me?
Everybody was completely faked out.
When we come back, we'll dig into this. This was unbelievable.
So the runner, who I'll get into him in a little bit. The base runner for the Yankees is deked out. This was a little bit like the Peyton Holt deke from 2 baseball seasons ago when he was in center field. But what Acuna did, he didn't fake making the catch. He just camped under it like the ball was going to go foul because it looked like it was going to go foul. And then, Matt, he makes the catch flat-footed over the shoulder and no crow hop, absolutely nothing to get the momentum of his body going in the direction of third base other than catching it over the shoulder and turning and then firing 104.1 miles per hour out of his hand. If I get this right, that was 104.9 miles per hour. The fastest throw by any fielder in the outfield all year long. No bounce, right to the third baseman, and the runner wasn't even expecting the throw. It's just, I think he threw it about 280 feet on a line at about 105 miles an hour without even getting his momentum. Just ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen a throw like that.
He's a guy that I would pay money to watch play. You know, Mookie Betts out in L.A. You know, there's certain guys you just brought up the Tigers pitcher. You know that you'd want to like Acuna. To me, like he could play shortstop if he. I mean, the dude could play where he's one of my favorites out there as far as he's just dripping raw natural talent and ability. Like he's just so he reminds me a lot of Mookie Betts too because they're a little undersized, but man. Name something he can't do very well. You know, like
he's come back from the ACL tear and he's been just as good as he was before. But you know, I think of some of the great arms in the history of the sport, and you've seen highlights where they did not need that crow hop. They did not need that forward momentum. Think of the throw that Bo Jackson made off the fence to the plate on a line. I don't remember him getting a crow hop on that. A couple of the throws from the All-Star game with Dave Parker. I think one of them in '79. One of those throws is estimated from Parker in the '79 All-Star game at 108 miles per hour, which would be the fastest throw ever from the outfield in the history of the game. But they didn't have radar guns on it. It's just estimating, and it's the stuff of legend, so it probably wasn't that hard. You know, Vlad Guerrero didn't need that kind of crow hop. Clemente didn't need that kind of crow hop. Acuna's arm is right there with any of them, because if you watch any of those highlights of Parker, Clemente, Guerrero from right field, Jackson from left field or in center, they fire it without a hop, right where it needs to be, without even getting any sort of momentum. It's amazing to see, and it's different. Like I can't throw a spiral for football, Matt, to save my life, you know. But I see guys who just are able to just a flick of the wrist and get it moving without any sort of momentum, barely even a step. And that's basically what you saw from Acuna. I think that was the play of the year. Well, I shouldn't say the play of the year because the center fielder for the Athletics, and I still want to call them the Oakland Athletics, this center fielder for the A's has made heck. I mean, they put up SportsCenter put up the top 10 plays in Major League Baseball, and he had the top 2, just making ridiculous catches on the center field fence. I need to see this guy's name because he's made a catch, Matt, where he's basically falling over the fence on the other side. He's made another catch where he has climbed the top of the fence and reached up and caught it. And it's just the stuff of gymnasts, essentially. You expect a center fielder to pull that off.
Bo Jackson, did he throw out Harold Ramis? Who was that when he threw out? That was one of the best
Oh,
throws.
man, I don't remember who it was. But I know that you know the throw I'm talking about. I think it was from left center field at Kauffman Stadium, and it was on a line to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely stupid kind of. Denzel Clark is the name of the A's center fielder, Matt. He's 6'4", 220, so it does help to have that kind of length around the center field fence when you're making catches like that. But yeah, that to me looked like the play of the year. I'd asked Cowboys fans that are also Arkansas fans, which ruins your week the most? Is it a Razorback loss? Is it a Cowboys loss? And what do you expect more coming into this next season? More from Arkansas, more from the Cowboys, and I feel like there is an entry in that, and where the two fan bases really do connect pretty heavily too. And Matt, I think both fan bases feel that there's snake bittenness to their side, and also, I mean, people question about Sam Pittman for Arkansas. I think the same way that they do about McCarthy at Dallas. Also, the leadership at the top of football for Dallas. So, that goes, the coach and the leadership go hand in hand. So I don't know. I think it feels like it's a little tough to be a Razorback fan and be a Cowboys fan. And we've got, probably a few 100,000 here that are both of them, if not more than 1 million.
Saw this stat today. So the NFC, the NFC East, it's been over 20 years since you've had a back-to-back champion. Philly won it last year. And so you would think the Redskins would be 1-2, right? Maybe those two teams flip. But even that, wouldn't you just have the Cowboys at third? Because we got them over the G-men. But if you're looking at the NFC East, that was crazy stat, though. 20 years since you've had a repeat champion in that division. So if Philly doesn't do it again, you got to think the Redskins, the Commanders, are the hot team in that division.
That's something else, because you think about dynasties in each division. I don't know if you were dynasty, but for years, I mean, the Patriots dominated over the East. The Colts dominated before that. You've seen the Ravens and the Steelers both have dominated.
They kind of went back and forth, don't you think? Kind of like, and it did when Carson Palmer was there. Did Cincinnati ever win it a couple years too? I know Cleveland hadn't, but that seemed like, because that was considered one of the best divisions in all of football.
I think we're seeing a dynasty with the Chiefs in the West. We've seen, I think, like other dynasties in the West. That's been a little bit balanced before Mahomes got there. In the North, Packers had themselves a dynasty. Right now, it feels maybe like the Lions might be on the forefront of total dominance in that division, but the Vikings, the Bears will have something to do about it. We got Texan here.
Who does better? J.J. McCarthy making his first, since we're talking about that division.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, year 2 for the Chicago Bears, and ESPN saying they're one of the most improved teams. The Minnesota Vikings in that roster, I think it's a top 7 roster in the NFL. If you just start looking top and bottom, have the number 1 receiver in the world right now playing for you. And something that doesn't always equate to wins is having the best receiver. You think Calvin Johnson, you think Andre Johnson for the Texans. Just always doesn't work out that way. But who would your money be on, McCarthy or Caleb Williams, to have a better year?
Wow, that's a good, because Williams just have the season under his belt of seeing what the NFL is like from actually being on the field. And then McCarthy was injured all year long, knowing full well that he's probably going to be stepping into the starting role the next year. I guess I think I'd go with the Vikings. I just think it's an overall better roster. But with Williams too, you've got an offensively minded head coach who's coming in there, going to help smooth things out for him potentially. So, but I'd go with McCarthy. I'd go with the Vikings. And you were right, Harold Reynolds was the guy that Bo Jackson threw out.
I think I might have said Harold Raines. But
did you say Harold Reynolds? Yeah. It was Harold Reynolds.
Yeah, because they used to, the Baseball Tonight show, when you would watch that and they'd be talking around they would always bring it up, and he'd be like, get on your horse, because he's like, why am I so slow? No, he has a rocket, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I worked for Harold Reynolds for one game as an intern with the Pirates, and he's part of the ESPN broadcasting crew. I'll never forget this. And he's working with Charlie Steiner. And I introduced myself to him as, my name's Phil, I'm your stat man for the night. So he called me stat man all game long. And there's like middle of the game, 6th inning of the game or something, Harold leans back in his seat, puts his hands, folds his hands behind his head, leans back and looks at me with this big smile on his face, goes, all right, stat man, give me something to talk about next inning. That was the first time anybody really put pressure on me. Like, pitch count. Look at this guy's pitch count here. Seemed to work out. Called me stat man the rest of the day. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. I'd say Bo Jackson's throw I got to go back and look at that throw, because that throw was longer. It was longer distance than Acuna's throw. I don't know what the MPH would have been on it, but that may actually compete for one of the greatest throw from the outfield since television actually had cameras at games. We're back in halftime with a moment with 3 up and 3 down. But before we do that, want to remind you about Rhoback. Hot weather outside. Rhoback.com features the absolutely most comfortable fabric you'll ever put on. My new Baum Walker Stadium Rhoback shirt arrived last week, and this thing just wicks the sweat right off you. It's great on or off the golf course. It's great headed out. It's going to be great at baseball games. next Arkansas baseball season. It's at rhoback.com, RHOBACK.com. Rush 25 at checkout. Get 20% off your first order for Rhoback, where action meets comfort. 3 up, 3 down on halftime after this.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
This guy is dominating offensively. Indeed, he's also a quality guy. We had more fun talking with him. He was a walk-on. Now he's an All-American. He also is brilliant. He's a great student. Last week he got his MBA. The guy is just what college football is all about.
I've been called everything. Clark Kent, Kurt Rambis, Drew Carey, you name it, I've been called it.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
Sharp Equipment is your one-stop shop for heavy equipment. Now with their new location in Van Buren on 3918 Pointer Trail East. Whether your machine's rattling, sputtering, or refusing to start, Sharp's got the parts and expertise to get you moving again. Looking for a new piece of heavy equipment? Look to Sharp Equipment, an authorized Wacker Neuson dealer. Sharp Equipment has what you need. Come see Sharp at their new location in Van Buren across from Mid-South Steam Boiler, or call 479-649-0500 to see how Sharp Equipment will help you move more than just the world, but will help you move forward.
SoFi Personal Loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right, pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi Personal Loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply, NMLS 696891.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Baby, don't you know you gotta suck it up and let him go? He calls you baby, but can't you see you're gonna wind up in a mess like me? No, you don't understand. He's an innocent man. Nothing to do with your sinister brand. He's another man. Now you know that's a lie. He won't be happy till he makes you cry.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Hey, Matt, I found a clip of Harold Reynolds talking about that very play that we just brought up, the Bo Jackson throw on podcast with Rich Eisen. So I'll play that. I don't know if I'll do that in this segment, but I'll play it later on because there's one added detail of that throw that I'm not sure if anybody knew of, and it'll just don't have a drink in your mouth whenever it is that you hear what Harold says about it. Know what I mean? So let's get into it. 3 up, 3 down.
It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. Presented by River Valley Smile Center with Dr. Charles Liggett.
3, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning, strike 3.
All right, I'm going to go with my first up. It goes to 3 former Razorback baseball players signing their contracts with the teams that drafted them over the weekend. Ben Bybee, I saw put pen to paper this morning with the San Francisco Giants. He got $229,500, which I think was just a little bit under slot value for an 8th-round pick. Landon Bidelshees, 6th-round Braves, a little bit short of his slot value, $297,500. Vahiva Aloy also signed full slot value, $3.04 million for Vahiva Aloy, and also a little bit of a big up to his brother Kuhio Aloy, who was the champion for the Home Run Derby in the Cape Cod Summer League over the weekend. So good stuff for Razorback baseball players. I also have a down for Arkansas football because they are the only team in the SEC that has just 2 home games on campus in the first 7 weeks of the season. Every other SEC team plays at least 3 games on campus until week 8. Arkansas does not play their 3rd game on campus until week 8. It is against A&M. You'll be playing Alabama A&M to open the season. Then Notre Dame week 5. You got to bye, and then you're in Tennessee, and then the 3rd home game against A&M. That's tough, and that's the schedule that's laid out there, and it's because of playing in Little Rock, and the contract ends this year, and then, Matt, the football program will be free of 2 contracts that I'm not sure if they've helped very much over the years, playing in Dallas, playing in Little Rock. Home games will be in Fayetteville.
Unless the governor has something to say about it.
Maybe she will. Yeah. All right, so that's my first down. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to stay with the Arkansas Razorbacks and go with John Daly Jr. winning the Southern Amateur at the Blessings. I know that's his home track, but still, competitive golf, that's pretty cool. Actually, years ago when he was just, a 3rd grader, 6th grader, I played golf with his pops, and he was out there in the cart. And so it's just kind of cool. First down goes to have you seen this story with the BYU quarterback? So
Jake Retzlaff.
He's looks like he's a redshirt senior getting ready to be the starting quarterback for BYU, and they have different rules at BYU. Not allowed to have premarital sex. Basically. Transfers to Tulane. I think in Louisiana. I don't know what their thoughts are on that out down there.
Well, is that a Catholic organization? Is that a Catholic school? I don't know. My guess is he might peruse the rules before he decides to transfer there.
It's kind of early, like laid off. We just talked about is laid off in the process to transfer now and try to learn a playbook. It's got to be tough.
And Retzlaff is Jewish, and they made a big deal out of him being the BYU quarterback and being a star. I mean, he was beloved at BYU last year, and he was accused of sexual assault by somebody and he defended himself publicly by saying this was consensual. So, but right then and there, he's admitting to breaking the code of conduct for athletes. And I think students. It's not just athletes. It's all the students at BYU. No sex unless you're, within the context of a marriage. So, yeah, and then the young lady withdrew her accusal, and it's right there out there for him. He's already admitted to this consensual, sexual affair, and can't be there anymore. So, and I also saw, which was weird, and I don't know what the difference is with this. He just withdrew from school and then enrolled at Tulane. Like, the transfer portal was not a part of it. So if you can do that, if you can withdraw from school and then just go choose somebody, what the heck is the point of this transfer portal?
It was walk-on status, I think, though, is the thing when he transfers in now. I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. All right, I got a second up. It's for deceased rapper Mac Miller, who is from my neighborhood in Pittsburgh. Squirrel Hill, went to my high. I didn't know him, but I probably would have run across the kid somewhere in the neighborhood before everybody knew who he was. Miller died in 2018 at age 26, but the Pittsburgh Pirates found out that if you give away a bobblehead doll of Mac Miller, people will line up at 8 a.m. for a game that starts at 7 o'clock. You'll give away 20,000 of these bobblehead dolls, and you'll have your biggest crowd in 2 years. 38,041 attended. It's the largest crowd of the season for the Pirates because, truthfully, why would you go watch them play baseball? And how many of those people did what I think a lot of collectors do? You go in, you grab your Mac Miller bobblehead, you offer $5, $10, $20 to whomever it is that's walking in with their bobblehead and looks like they don't want it, and then you leave with two armfuls, about 10 bobblehead dolls, and you can sell them for $100 each, I'm guessing. By the way, the Pirates lost to the White Sox 10-4, part of a 3-game sweep. The White Sox stink. The Pirates are worse. Second down goes to Yankees' Jordan Bibas, who was the runner that Ronald Acuna deked and was thrown out at third base. Luis Rojas was the third base coach, and Rojas, I thought I was going to blame Rojas, that the third base coach never made the motion to slide, but he did. He just didn't expect the throw to be on the money. You see Rojas running up the third base line, making the slide motion. Bibas never even looks at him. I've never seen somebody coast into a base like that and be tagged out. At least I can't remember it. Because this play with Harold Reynolds, he tried to score from first base on a ball down to the left field corner to win the game. He was busting his butt trying to get home. This Bibas, he was practically walking the last half of the baseline because Acuna deked him out so badly. So there my second up, my second down.
First, this would be my second up, goes to Aaron Judge. He just tied Alex Rodriguez with 351 home runs in a Yankees uniform. And so it got me looking. 358 is Yogi Berra. You think he gets to Yogi this year? DiMaggio's 361. Maybe he gets that's just 10 more jacks. But then after that, Lou Gehrig 493. Does Aaron Judge get to 490? And then Mickey Mantle 536. I don't think he gets to Mantle, but maybe. How far down the list do you think he goes, Phil?
I think Aaron Judge is going to end up as the third player with the fourth player with 700 home runs. Or so did Pujols did it too? I think he'll get that.
Ruth is at 659 in the Yankees.
Oh, with the Yankees, you mean?
Yeah,
because he had three, a few with the Boston Braves and some with the Red Sox too. Judge will surpass Ruth. He'll end up hitting the most home runs in Yankee history.
So he's going to play for another 5 years at this level. You think? You think he's got? Yeah. Then he could, man.
And they are not letting him go anywhere.
351. That'd be crazy. All right. My second down goes to Corey Adams. He was an Ole Miss commit, and over the weekend in Cordova, Tennessee, was shot and killed.
Terrible.
It's just a terrible situation, man. You got an 18-year-old kid that's got his whole life ahead of him, and going to play football at Ole Miss, and over the weekend, just a sad deal.
I hate hearing that. Well, definitely our thoughts with the Ole Miss football program. 18 years old, you said, Matt?
Yeah, he was. He's a stud, D lineman. It's just a shame.
I got a third up. It's for a Twitter account by Coach Dan Casey, who's a high school offensive coordinator, and it's actually got a pretty active and entertaining football account. And the only reason I say that I brought this up is that he had a whole thread yesterday, Matt, that was titled "Matt Jones was unstoppable running the spread triple at Arkansas." And here's an option with the outside wide receiver as a pitch man. This is I think this is 72 yards to the house against Ole Miss with the dunk. Option with a slot wide receiver is pitch man against Auburn. Split back triple option against LSU. Here's a long run. Again, did you play Boise? I think it looks like Boise.
We did play Boise.
Quarterback throwback catch against Tennessee.
Yeah,
a lot of highlights here.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch them, and then a lot of people were enjoyed watching those too. Did he have the name of the offense right? Split back the spread triple. Is that the correct term?
Oh, we called it a radar. Everybody's going to call it a different thing depending on your motion. But that's the concepts. It's a triple option. Is that there? Yeah, those are the concepts.
Well, it was fun to watch all of that too. Again, it's Coach Dan Casey on X. You just search him up. It's one of his. It's a thread from yesterday. He hasn't tweeted that much today. Third down. You ever hear somebody say, I don't really want to do something, but basically means she's about to go do this. This was Kelsey Plum from the Las Vegas Aces detailing about why WNBA players wore those pay us what you owe us shirts. You really get the sense, and I don't pay close attention to the WNBA. I read some of the articles, see some of the highlights and everything, but you really do get the sense that if not all of the stars that were in the NBA before Clark got there, they just don't really like her very much.
Well, it was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just United front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very that really needed to be mentioned.
It's Sabrina Ionescu next to her, and she just rolls her eyes when Plum said this.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But yeah, no, I think it was just all of us getting on the same page for the game. We wanted to do something that was just united and collective. And
yeah, all right, whatever. But not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were there.
With all due respect. I said with all due respect.
Just it's amazing. And you get a sense, too, that I know it's a lot of Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark and all that, but I think Kelsey's got a real thing for her, too. Keep in mind, Clark broke her record for the Division I scoring record. And when Plum set the record, she did not have the same fame that Caitlin Clark has. So I think that's got to be an aspect of it. Anyway, that's my third down.
All right, my third up goes to Liverpool signing Hugo Ekitike. We're just going to go with that right now from Frankfurt. But $106 million, and so he's going to be, a 9, a winger. He'll be up top scoring goals. So let's go Red. Soccer's almost here. And then my third down goes to Phil's favorite feud. All right, this is a feud that won't end. What happens when 2 hippies get mad at each other? So Perry Farrell just went and signed a lawsuit against Dave Navarro, but it was after Dave put out a lawsuit against Perry Farrell. So now they're going to go chalk it up in court. But it's the feud that we're all interested in, and it just won't go away.
It very is. All right, but are they really hippie? Like, I don't know. Maybe Dave Navarro is. I don't know if I look at Perry Farrell as a hippie. The amount of drugs doesn't necessarily mean that you're a hippie, because listening to his stuff, I don't know if he's I think of hippies as peaceful. I've never thought of Perry Farrell as peaceful.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't look like he said violence. I woke up today and violence might be the answer.
Heck, you remember did he try to punch? Did he try to punch him on the stage?
It was the weakest punch. I mean, it's like that's what I mean. 2 feminines. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
2 feminines getting you're like, oh, it's like, hey, they can't throw.
Yeah, slap fights. I'd rather watch them thumb wrestle. That might be more interesting.
Gouging eyes. Yeah.
Much more so than accusing each other of, screwing each other over in court. 3 up, 3 down. Always brought to you by our friends River Valley Smile Center, featuring cosmetic dentistry, veneers, full mouth rehabilitation, and Botox. If you hide your smile because of chipped, stained, or uneven teeth, or you feel like your smile just doesn't match how you feel inside, River Valley Smile Center offers custom veneers, full mouth rehabilitation, and even Botox to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Charlie Liggett will combine expert care and artistic skill, creating beautiful, natural-looking results, all while keeping you relaxed and comfortable. Call 479-646-0706 or rivervalleysmiles.com to schedule a consultation today. River Valley Smile Center, when you go there, you become family. Back on halftime in a moment. Our Lewis Automotive Hotline will be open. 3 up, 3 down is over, and our number is 877-377-6963. We are right back.
Hey, Phil, I'm a big fan of yours.
This is halftime.
Do you have 3 ex-wives in your current truck?
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Choose your escape. Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a luxurious dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in a lavish meal with the $7 Supreme box. Or explore new worlds with the $9 Discovery box, now featuring the crispy chicken burrito for a truly unmissable experience.
Is that Tony Hawk?
Get Lux for less, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland's and Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. Bet online. The game starts here.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and
could give you a cash offer in 72 hours. Or use Terra's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I'd asked earlier in the show for you fans of Arkansas that are also Dallas Cowboys fans. Or really, you can answer it in any way you want, depending on who you root for. Do you take more joy in an Arkansas win, or your NFL team? Does a loss ruin your week by your NFL team of the Razorbacks more so? Todd in Bentonville said he's a lifelong Razorback Cowboy fan. He's more disappointed with a Razorback loss. He graduated from the school, sat in the stadium more times than he can count, and feels more depression through a Razorback loss than a Cowboy loss. I no longer allow the Steelers to dictate my attitude, nor do I allow the Pirates to do that either. I'd say the success of Arkansas baseball has a little bit to do with my attitude and mood. Arkansas football too, but that's because that's what I mean. We're here dealing with everything in the wake of every win or loss, so I feel like that kind of reflects the fan base too. That I'm just sort of when we win, it's a lot more fun. People are happier. When Arkansas loses, it's a much more difficult week, a little more wrought, more people calling for jobs of coaches and everything. And it's I don't know if easy is the right word, but I can feel everybody's disappointment more so than when the Steelers lose, because I just don't feel that disappointment as much anymore. See what Charlie thinks, Matt, because he's a fan of both of them. He's on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Charlie, what's up? How are you? Well, he's not there now. Brent in Searcy instead. What do you think? Brent, what do you think? Give me an idea. And Brent's not there either. So, I mean, both of them were on hold, and they're not there any longer.
Do you have and I was going to kind of take the question a little farther, Phil. So when I'm a Liverpool fan. Like, I like to watch Liverpool and watch the Premier League, but I also like it when Arsenal loses. It's like just as much as a Liverpool win is if Arsenal takes an L, then it's okay. Is there a team out there that you're like? Is it Cleveland? Is it what did it used to be? I mean, I guess with Bubba it'd be Ole Miss, right? He doesn't want Ole Miss to win, type of thing. Like he just let's let Ole Miss lose.
Like with the NFL, it's every team in the Steelers division, every single team. The Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns. Happens with the Browns a little bit more, so it's just you expect that, and I guess chuckle and point when it does happen. I used to root against Tom Brady just because. Well, just because. Yeah, just because. So I took joy in every loss that he had. There just weren't enough of them. Brent's back with us. Let's ask Brent. Brent, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Phil. I will answer your question. Then I want to talk about three quick things real quick.
Shoot, go for it.
Okay. I want to give a shout. I want to tell everyone that participated in the Kobe Branham football camp, all the volunteers, the players that came from Arkansas, Fernando Carmona, Taylon Green, C.J. Brown, K.J. Jackson, the center, Kittler. They were all outstanding. I really enjoyed meeting each and every one of them, and I hope I did not leave out any player that was there because they were a pure joy to meet.
That's outstanding. Yeah, I saw the proceeds go to Fort Smith Boys and Girls Club, of which I think Kobe's dad is the athletic director. I was just reading in Leland Barclay's story. By the way, congratulations, Leland, for induction into the Arkansas Sports Writers and Sportscasters Hall of Fame. Yeah, I saw about that. I didn't realize that all those players were there. I saw a photo of Kobe with Taylon Green. There it is. Yeah, KJ Jackson, Fernando Carmona, Caden Kittler, CJ Brown. That's great. I love seeing the transfer in there, too. Kittler, the starting center.
First name?
Caden Kittler. Caden is his first name.
Caden. That's right. Hey, Phil, and about Ronald Acuna, my best friend was the assistant general manager of the Mississippi Braves when Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies and Austin Riley, all that crew came through there.
Wow. Yeah, that's fun when you get to see those guys in the minors before really anybody else knows much about them.
Hey, I asked him, I said, Bish, his name's Jim Bishop. I said, Bish, how long did it take y'all to figure out that Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies were big leaguers? He said about the first time they ever stepped on the field.
Someone like Acuna, and I think he played Double-A when he was 18 or 19, you see it, you notice it immediately. It doesn't take much.
Oh, yeah. And, Matt, I got a question for you.
Yo.
What's your favorite Mexican place in Fort Smith that you told me about one
You're
time?
just one? Is there just one?
It's like a fishing spot, man. I can't tell you my favorite spot. Now there's about 4 of them that I really love, and they're all kind of the same thing. You know, El Arito. So El Arito's goes for the parrot. Like all these names, when you see things, they usually translate loosely to something. So that's pretty cool. Then there's a spot it's right down the road. I can't think of the name, but one of our buddies is a cook named Timmy, so we call it Timmy's Place, and it's just right down the road. And then Phil and I and Christian went to Joe's.
We had a great time.
That's another
45 was there too.
45 went there. As far as a lunch spot to go to Joe, I base my spots on, are they not crowded? If I see more than 3 cars in the parking lot, I don't want to go to that place, so we'll drive to another one. And usually you get a little lunch spot around 2:00. And
when we do a show that ends at 2, most people are done eating lunch.
I love it.
Brent, the real answer is whichever one of the restaurants has soccer on TV. That's the one. And sometimes they all do. So then you got to find other reasons.
There's about 3 of them I walk in, they just say, here's the remote. Here you go.
They know who he is when he walks in. It helps to be that tall and, have people know who you are. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. Back to wrap up hour number 2 of halftime right after this.
Blessed to listen to y'all talk about sports, and y'all just help me get my day through, man.
This is halftime.
Make hay while the sun shines with Kubota hay equipment from Gray Brothers. Like quality-built Kubota disc hay mowers, known for their durability and beautiful cut. Kubota hay rakes and, of course, the BB Series Kubota round baler. Couple it with Kubota's M-Series cab tractor with 75 to 168 horsepower, and you'll have the prettiest hay on the market. With savings from Gray Brothers and special financing from Kubota, today is your day for a new Kubota at Gray Brothers Equipment at Fort Smith and Podo, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Mix and match your favorite flavors like buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, and spicy. Endless combinations start with 2 warm tortillas, each filled with 100% white meat, juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside, hand-breaded chicken tenders. Any 2 wraps, now just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. These items only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Visit restaurant for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Sad news coming from the world of 1980s television, where we have word that Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away at age 54. That was Theo in the Cosby Show. Heck, that's a kid you practically grew up with if you're around my age. Theo passes away, and I didn't see the details about this. That's age 54. Remember did you watch much of the Cosby Show growing up, Matt? Because that was appointment television for me as a kid.
Well, I'm a little younger than you, and I do remember some of the reruns, but I don't remember watching prime Cosby's. No,
it was as appointment as it gets. Tempest Bledsoe.
You have Wonder Years. Is that what they were competing against? Right, Cosby Show.
That would have been around the time. I guess the Cosby Show came out in 84. So I think that's before the Wonder Years.
Cheers, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but it would go. Usually Cheers and the Cosby Show would be one after the other.
Same network, yeah.
Same network. It was Must See TV on Thursdays on NBC. Yeah, Lisa Bonet, Keisha Knight Pulliam, Tempest Bledsoe, and Malcolm Jamal Warner played the Cosby Kids in that show. No reason to get into the dad of the show for obvious reasons, too. Lisa Bonet, one of the original bad girls and free spirits of Hollywood, too. And Zoe Kravitz calls her mom. who's the most successful kid actors of the 80s now? Michael J. Fox, he got pretty successful. Jason Bateman. Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. works as well. I was watching a little bit of Better Off Dead over the weekend. John Cusack. That's actually a movie that falls a little bit under the radar in terms of high school movies that had an edge in the 80s. It wasn't one of those John Waters movies. Not John Waters. I'm getting to my John Hughes movies. It was pretty twisted stuff, actually. And
James
Cusack.
Spader, you think he's not on that level though, those guys, but he was came back in, did The Office for a little bit, does more television stuff, but he's still tearing it up.
Man, the first thing I remember seeing him in was some weird movie with Susan Sarandon where they had a May-December relationship, like 88 or 89, and you look at the guy's face and then it's like this is a different looking kind of a cat. Anyway, I don't know what Malcolm Jamal Warner did after Cosby Show. I think the most successful of the kids would have been Lisa Bonet. Wasn't she in one of our favorite movies? Wasn't she in High Fidelity with Cusack?
Your
Speaking
boy
of
C
80s.
movie, seen it?
That's right. 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Looks like Andy tells us that Malcolm Jamal Warner drowned at age 54, so rest in peace. All right, hour number 3 of halftime coming up in a moment. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Hotline. More into Arkansas football, more into the NFL camps opening up this week, and more of what you want to get to also as halftime rolls into the third hour next.
Bred for the mud. Kawasaki Teryx KRX 1000 and Teryx KRX 41000 lifted edition side-by-sides come factory equipped to dominate wet and muddy conditions with ITP crypted mud tires, elevated dual snorkel air intakes, and Fox 2.5 LSC piggyback shocks. This edition is purpose-built for more mud-slinging good times. Now, weather doesn't stop the adventure. It inspires it.
Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Bow hunters, it's time to get ready for bow season, and Jelco Outdoors has the best selection of Matthews, Elite, Hoyt, and Bowtech compound bows for you. Huge selection of arrows, back targets, sights, and releases to help you get dialed in. Need to replace strings and cables? We are ready with gas bowstrings in stock with quick turnaround to get you ready. Jelco Outdoors, your premier archery shop in the River Valley. Your store for work and the great outdoors. Shop Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple. Improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high will be well into the middle 90s. We will stay clear tonight, overnight low near 75. Tuesday, sunshine mid to upper 90s, and then more of the same for Wednesday. A high 95 to 99 degrees with lots of blue sky and sun. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
We want to win the West. We want to win the Natty. We want to win all of it. And we're at Arkansas. We should have that opportunity to do that.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 40 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Oh, ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
I said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
That ain't but one Razorback.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back in. It's 1:01 in the afternoon. You're listening to Halftime. This is Phil Elson with my partner, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. This is ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. We'll have no guests in this third hour, no special segments either. Anytime you want to get with us, you can. Calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Get into a little bit of Arkansas football in a moment. I brought up this Ronald Acuna throw from, I think it was Saturday against the Yankees from right field, the throw that was uncorked at 104.9 miles per hour, over 280 feet from the right field line on a fly to nail a runner that had no idea this throw was coming. And, Matt, I continue to be impressed at some of your recall because I know about the Bo Jackson throw from the left field corner, but I'd forgotten who he threw out. And it was one of the fastest men in the game at that time, too, and Harold Reynolds. This is different than the throw that Acuna made because he deked a guy out. Reynolds was deked out just because, well, listen to him talk about it. This was from this was a play from, I believe, 1990. I think it was at 89 or 90 because he's still with the Royals at that point. So it's before the hip injury that Jackson had suffered with the Raiders. So this would have been around the time that Reynolds would have been an American League stolen base champion. There is one detail from this story that will make you laugh.
It's still the most amazing and shocking play ever. The ball's hitting the corner. I'm running. The play's in front of me. So I know I'm going to score. I was stealing on the play. It's extra innings. He's got to go in the corner, hit a relay, and throw me out. This game's over. It's what I'm thinking while I'm running. I had no idea. And as I'm coming into home, getting ready to slide, the next batter was Darnell Coles. He's telling me to slide, and I'm still confused. Bob Boone, the catcher, had kind of walked off. And then he came back, and I'm thinking he's trying to deke me and make me slide for whatever reason. And then I get tagged out. And I was dumbfounded. And I had no idea that Bo caught the ball, spun, and threw it in the air without his stride. And I had him on Hot Stove. You're going to love this, Rich.
Please.
He was on Hot Stove, and Bo goes, I have breaking news. I go, what's that? He goes, I broke my jock on that. I turned and threw so hard. That's why when he's going back, you think he's tucking his shirt in. He's trying to adjust his jock because he broke it.
Literally never heard of that happening before. You did something in such a fashion on any field that your jockstrap broke because of it. So, and I look, not every outfielder's wearing one, but Bo was. And it's hilarious, too, because I thought when you watch the replay and you see him tucking something in, you think he's tucking in his jersey. No, he's trying to readjust a broken jockstrap.
Every football player wears one. So, yeah, baseball, maybe not so much, but I don't know a single football player that doesn't wear one.
You better wear one. So how does it break? How does it break in a football game? I would think it would break a little easier in a football game than a baseball game. And you can somebody like, I don't know, give you an atomic wedgie.
He might have been wearing his lucky one. I don't know. Sometimes you get one and you might keep it for 7 years. Maybe that's why.
Okay, I just never heard of anything like that before. But if you're comparing throws, and I would put this Acuna throw, at least in my lifetime of throws that I've seen, that's a top 5. Jackson's also one of them, and I don't think Acuna broke his jockstrap. All right, Matt, there are 33 days until the official beginning of Division I college football. Now, that's week 0, and the Hogs do not play in week 0, but there are some games if you're interested to watch. Ohio State at UNLV, Fresno State at Kansas, Sam Houston in Western Kentucky, Stanford visiting Hawaii. There is a Big 12 game, too, of Iowa State and Kansas State. So these schools are all about to get to official practice. I think tomorrow they should start reporting to camp, and the Razorbacks will be reporting on July 31st. Camp will start August the 1st. Now, I was looking through the schedules of the SEC. What do we have, 16 teams in the SEC? The Razorbacks play 2 home games in Fayetteville over the first 7 weeks. Your schedule in the first week 7 is October 11th when the Hogs are in Knoxville. Alabama A&M in Fayetteville to start the season, A-State in Little Rock week 2, then traveling to Oxford, Memphis after that. You get Notre Dame at home on September 27th, then a bye, then the game in Knoxville. That's 6 games, 7 weeks, 2 games in Fayetteville. You don't play your third home game at Razorback Stadium until A&M. Now, playing at War Memorial is a home game. There will be more Razorback fans there than Red Wolves fans, but you're also traveling, so it's not quite a 100% home game at all. Every other program in the SEC has at least 3 home games in the first 7 weeks. Now, there is a flip side to this. Missouri, of course, doesn't even leave Columbia until week 8. So they play nothing but home games, while the Razorbacks are playing almost all road games, or I shouldn't say all road games because Little Rock's a home game-ish. So let's see here. I've got Mizzou with 6. A&M plays at home 5. This is just in the first 7 weeks. 6 for Mizzou with a bye. 5 for A&M and Ole Miss. Georgia, LSU, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Tennessee play 4. And then every other school in the SEC except for Arkansas plays at least 3 games on campus. And the more I think about this, and I live in Little Rock. I've always been a proponent for Little Rock games. Now that you're out of the contract of having to play in Jerry World, there isn't too much of a need for playing off-campus games now. In today's day and age, Matt, where the bottom line of revenue for your athletic department means more than it ever has before. We're at a place where the athletic department just cut 10% of their human power, man, female power, whatever. You're at a place where you're trying not to raise student fees. I'm reading that there's a debate at the University of Minnesota, a very large athletic department, where they are, not for this year, but for next year, considering a $200 student fee to go directly to athletics, $100 per semester. The bottom line matters so much. And being able to sell tickets at your home stadium, you just make a lot more money playing at home. And then what about the idea of, Matt, if every other program in the SEC plays more home games than Arkansas on a routine basis, that's something that you have to find a way to rectify. You kind of have to. So, I think the age of playing an SEC game, which was designed to be an out-of-conference game when A&M was still in the Big 12, well, that's gone out the window. That's never coming back. And the Little Rock game, it's like you brought up earlier, I think the only thing that's going to save it is the governor coming in and trying to, maybe it takes, I don't know if it's an executive order or if it's something that the state legislature would have to pass, and I think they'd have trouble doing that. I do think that the era of games in Little Rock after this year is over. I don't think it's going to come back.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I wouldn't see it coming back. And then it'd be a way, how else can you make money? I don't know if you can have concerts at Bud Walton, because now you have the amp, people that want to come through. What other way, sell parking at some of those places, some of these houses that are right close by campus. That's prime real estate. I mean, it's some of those places, Phil, when you're going up there, it's $40, $50 to park for a game.
And then what does it do for your competitiveness? It's just easier to win at home. Well, theoretically, this year it should be easier to win at home with the games that are coming to Fayetteville compared to who you're playing on the road. But it's, I understand that there's a flip side to that you get more home games on the back end of the season. But by the time by the time you've played 6 games, you kind of know who you are, and I don't know. It's just, I would like to see a more front-loaded home schedule than so back-loaded. I mean, 4 of the final 6 games will be played in Fayetteville with Baton Rouge and Austin, the 2 road games. It's awfully difficult when your first 6 games, only 2 of them are on your home field. And it'd be different if other schools in the SEC were doing that, but nobody else is doing that. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts. Yes, a bake sale sounds like a really nice idea. There was a lemonade stand on the street last week. Maybe could donate a few quarters to Arkansas football for that too. All that against the backdrop of a report coming out from the Eagle newspaper, which is right there in College Station. I think that's the student paper. And they uncovered through open records Texas A&M student athletes from July 1st of last year to June 30th of this year, which is essentially the college sports fiscal calendar. A&M student athletes received a combined $51.4 million in NIL compensation. $51.4 million. Just over $49 million of that went to men's sports. I don't know the answer, Matt, because I can't get into the story here. How much of that do you think went to football? I would bet out of $49.2 million going to men's sports for NIL compensation last year, would you think 35 to 40 million of it is going to football?
75% of it. Yeah, whatever 70, probably close to 80, because basketball's a big chunk, but there's only 12 guys and 7 of them or 8 of them are getting the money. So it's, I guess now this year's team, maybe there's probably 10 of them making 7 figures. That's just crazy. But I would say north of 75%.
And the thing too, it's like that's the other school you were playing on the neutral site in Jerry's world. I mean, it was always A&M. They just didn't have another game. They had to travel and call it a home game, to put them in that kind of situation. And look, when you're talking about major universities from Texas compared to the major universities in Arkansas, there's just a larger base of alumni to get donations from, a much larger base of alumni. And that's why you're in the same league, but in the same breath, you're not really in the same league. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. Remember, Sterling Bank is your community bank in Northwest Arkansas. You deserve a pleasant and productive experience with people that you know, and you'll get exactly that at Sterling Bank. Every transaction feels personal because these are not just your bankers, they're your friends, they're your neighbors. Sterling Bank, deeply committed to the people, businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive. Looking for local friendly banking to fit your needs? Sterling Bank is in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville. Also online at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank is invested in you and committed to Northwest Arkansas. Back into halftime right after this break.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
I tell you what, I know this. Got a lot of guys with some big hearts. For 3 hours or however long, maybe 4 hours, We're the best team in the country today, and it's offense, defense, and special teams. It's some guys like Darren McFadden, baby. Y'all better put him in the Heisman. You better put him up there. I'm tired of him being number 4.
We got that wood right here, baby.
Somebody better look at this guy, the best football player in the country, and his name's not being mentioned. Lou Holtz, Mark May, number 5. You better look at him a little closer. He's a football player.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-2085. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-2085. That's 800-555-2085. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-555-2085.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, this is Derek Ruskin with the Ruskin and Zach Show, and honestly, I have no idea where Zach is. Okay, I made it. My car broke down on the side of the road. What did I miss? Definitely not a sports segment. Why don't you take your vehicle to the Crane Automotive Team? They have 17 locations across the state and are committed to Arkansas. Check them out at craneteam.com. I'll do that. Kenzi's going to need a vehicle soon. We can go together as a family. She'd absolutely love that.
Dad, can I get a sports car like yours?
We can talk about it later. The Crane Automotive Team, home of the Crane Commitment.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me. All summer long we sang a song, and then we strolled that golden sand. Two sweethearts and the summer wind
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
2 more qualifying rounds for the football trip of a lifetime this week. 20th annual Monster Burger Eating Contest presented by Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and HitThatLine.com continues Tuesday at Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Thursday, the Rogers Avenue location also in Fort Smith. Finish your Monster Burger in 150 seconds or less, and you're entered into the finals. One winner gets tickets to see the Cowboys and the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas in November. Got to be at these qualifying rounds in order to do it, though. And while you're there, they're rolling prices back to $20.05. Monster Burgers are $3.50. This offer good at both Fort Smith locations and in Sallisaw. 20th annual Monster Burger Eating Contest. Tomorrow, Hardee's Phoenix Avenue, Fort Smith. Thursday, Hardee's Rogers Avenue, also in Fort Smith. Well, Matt Jones, look at who is on the Lewis Automotive Hotline here. You know it's football season or coming close to it when Juwan is back with us on Halftime. Juwan, it's been a bit. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm excited about the season coming up.
Good. Give us reasons to be excited about Arkansas football in 2025.
Well, first, it's a new season. We're undefeated so far. So until we get on the field and take a loss, man, I'm just hopeful for the best. We got Taylor Green coming back for his second season under Bobby Petrino, so he's definitely going to improve. I think the defense is definitely going to be a more improved team, if you ask me, all the way around.
Sounds good. It sounds good, man. What do you think will be the most improved position group? Do you think? Do you have a sense of who Taylor may zero in on wide receiver, or do you kind of have to wait until the games are played? Because that's where I am.
Me personally, I think the offensive line definitely is going to be better. I think we're going to be better running the football, and this is me being hopeful for this season. I think Braylon Russell is going to have a better season. Being a sophomore, he slimmed down. He went from about 255 to about 230. And the new running back we have with us, Washington, I think he'll have a good season as a number 2, or it could be a number 1. They're comparing him to Niall Davis, but I hate when people do comparisons because it puts an image in your head and you're going to be like, oh, he's like Niall Davis. I'm like you, Phil. Let's just see what he does whenever he hits the field. But with Ishmael Ceesay injuring his wrist the other day, you know he's going to be out for the season. I'm hopeful for C.J. Brown to have a breakout season. He's our only returning wide receiver from last season. So I'm definitely hopeful for him.
There is another returner. It's Monte Harrison, and I kind of wondered about, if he'll be featured a little more this next year because the athleticism looks like it's there. I mean, he's a grown man. He's a grown man at age 30, or 31. So he is a returner. It's just I think we forget him out of a little bit because I don't remember how many passes he caught, and maybe not much after the first or second week.
I think he'll definitely be good, Phil. I agree. His athleticism is crazy. I think he'll have a breakout season. I'll be honest. I just haven't been talking about it much, but I've seen him go up on 50-50 balls, and he comes down with it a lot. I think him and Taylor have some established chemistry coming back this season. But I'm definitely excited for Cam Shanks and Braylon Sharp also at the slot position. And we don't need a guy to go over 1,000. We just need a good collective effort. I still think the Razorbacks are going to run the football first.
Yeah.
And then everything's going to go off of that.
Just how much of that running will be Taylor and how much of that running is going to be, Washington and Russell, because what was the number, Matt? No more than 10 times per game, Taylor on the run?
And then also, to Juwan's point, I think as a running back now, it's just as important to catch the ball out of the backfield. And so I kind of look at all purpose as far as your rushing and your catching, so that you'd like to see at least one of them, maybe even two backs get to 1,000 when you combine receiving and rushing.
I agree with you. But this is my last. I watched Taylor Green after he came from the Manning Passing Academy, and I was wondering what that was going to do for him. He said he's going to be a better decision maker as soon as he sees the play. He's not going to hesitate. Like if he sees a lane to run, he's going to go ahead and take it. If he can get it out to the running back in the flats really quick, he's going to take it instead of hesitating. So I think that's going to definitely help his game, his decision making. And I appreciate you guys.
It's good to hear from you, Juwan. I think we'll hear from you again pretty soon on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963.
Did you see what I just saw this? I guess it's been going on for about a year, but Memphis is petitioning the Big 12. They want to be a new member, and they're actually, whatever they're coming up with is enticing enough to where it could further meetings.
Interesting. But didn't the Big 12 try to almost kick the tires on Memphis 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, they added Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you add UCF and Cincinnati, and it's not that when you add the Pac-12 schools, but you add schools that Memphis was already in previously in either the American or the Metro or Conference USA or whatever, I guess it could make sense. It's just I wonder if the Big 12 is looking to expand it all. The thing is you know how that league is, Matt. I don't know if they view themselves as a basketball first league, but they came. I don't know how close they came to getting UConn, right? I mean, UConn looked at the Big 12 too.
They got Houston, basketball school.
That's right. So I mean, you think of Memphis basketball first, big hotbed of basketball. That would fit. It could fit a little bit. And I mean, the other aspect is too. Nobody cares about your geographical footprint any longer, because your footprint is literally coast to coast. Well, with the Big 12, unless, Arizona, unless you'd say Tempe and Tucson are on the coast, which they're not. But it's still Pacific time. So I mean they're through all 4 time zones, just like the Big 10 is, just like the ACC is, although I don't think the ACC is in Mountain Time Zone. We're the only league here that cares about the actual geographic footprint. Notice nobody's talking about adding or subtracting in the SEC. And it does feel like there's peace amongst the schools, at least in the way the league is constructed, if not maybe peace amongst the schools and how you're going to handle NIL funds.
I mean, Texas and OU coming in last year, I just don't see the SEC adding anybody for a while.
Like, that's it.
Like how much, unless it goes to where you have 2 10-team pods, how you're going to do it that way.
Well, unless there was a blow up, like if the ACC blew itself up.
You try to get Clemson and Florida State.
I think you'd try to get North Carolina because of the market, because, you already have Florida, you've already got South Carolina, so maybe you don't need those other 2 schools. And there is no SEC school in the state of North Carolina. So there wouldn't be like a member school already in the state. It's like, no, not that school, anybody but that school. So I do think that I think the SEC's done, though.
Imagine North Carolina and Duke not playing basketball every year.
Imagine now take that and say the same thing about Kansas and Missouri. Now I don't think they play every year in basketball. They're back to football this year, but it's the same idea. And I'd still go back and think Pitt and West Virginia don't play football or basketball every year now too, and it just doesn't jibe with, for me, what reality in college sports is supposed to be. That'd be the exact same thing with those 2 schools. But could you, if you could transport yourself into the 1970s or the 1980s? And someone was going to tell you that Arkansas and Texas went 32 years without playing each other every year, what would you have said?
I bet they're paying players now.
You'd be right as well. Patrick from Rudy is on our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Hey, Patrick, how you doing?
I'm great, Phil. How are you doing, sir?
Good. Thanks a lot. What's up?
I have a couple of questions I got a couple of questions for each of you.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, this first one's for you, Phil. How many wins do you think Arkansas football is going to have this season, and which wins do you think we will get? And Matt, this one's for you. We're going to go to the NFL side for a second. How do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers and Kansas City Chiefs will fare this season? And I'll hear y'all's comment.
Patrick, I appreciate that very much. If you've listened to the show in the last couple of weeks, I am not making predictions on number of wins for Arkansas this year. There's too many unknowns. And I think it's a fool's errand to make predictions on what the football season is going to look like when we have no idea what either unit is going to look like, other than what Sam Pittman said last week and a whole bunch of guesswork. And I am not comfortable doing that guesswork. So I apologize, but I'm not answering that question. Matt, what do you have?
Well, I think Pittsburgh does make the playoffs like they do. Can they get a victory? maybe they could win, especially if they got that All-Star game. Hey, as long as this is, and I'll steal something that Phil Elson uses. As long as number 15, Patrick Mahomes, is healthy and in his prime, Kansas City in that division is who I'm going with. I think that's.
How many years in a row before you come to that realization? Like with me and Dave Van Horn and working for the baseball program, it was about basically 4 years in. It was like, this team is just about always good except for 1 year. How long did it take with you and Mahomes to get there?
Well, last year was such a weird year they had. Well, and I think a little bit of it, Phil, it stems to, well, how talented is their division as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers kind of been struggling. Denver didn't know who they were for a couple years. The Raiders, the Raiders are going to Raider, and now they'll change a little bit. I do think that division, though, Phil's getting stronger with Sean Payton at Denver, Harbaugh with the Chargers. So maybe not as easy this year, but I'm still going to go Patty Mahomes until proof. I think they've won it 9 years in a row. So I guess they're due. If you were to say somebody else in that division, would you go with Herbert and the Chargers, or do you think Sean Payton and your boy from Auburn, that's their quarterback there, that's really doing his thing? You think would you go Denver?
I think I would go LA.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm a big Justin Herbert fan, and again to Patrick's question about number of wins and where the wins come from for Arkansas. I appreciate the question, and I appreciate that that's what the conversation of college football usually is when it's not the playing portion of the season, to use Bill King's term. But I think it's a fool's errand. I can appreciate the idea of trying to create conversation and throwing around, well, if this happens and if that happens, but the word if is always thrown in there. It is the most important word for this next football season for Arkansas. If you find 2 or 3 receivers that Talon trusts, if the rebuilt offensive line opens more holes, creates more a feeling of protection for Talon, if he really progresses as a quarterback the way he wants him to. There's so many ifs. Nothing is answered in an affirmative matter, and nothing is answered in a negative matter right now. I'm not making any predictions on what this football season will look like until I watch them play Arkansas State. It's not going to be against Alabama A&M either, because how often last year did Arkansas score on 10 possessions? It happened once, and it threw off all the season statistics for the entire year. So I'm not going to make any opinions based on the first game. I will make some of them based on the second game. So call back and ask then.
And as far as that division, there's 2 teams in the NFL right now that ended the season with this is the longest win streak of 5. The Washington Commanders ended the season with 5 straight wins, which is the longest, tied for the longest with the Cincinnati Bengals. They finished with 5. Once they figure out how to stop somebody, you got to think Cincinnati's going to be on the come this year.
I still think of what Myron Cope used to call him, the Cincy Bungles. That was always fun. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. Remember about the Lurenet.com. If you're getting out and you need some of your favorite lures, you're getting on the lakes, getting on the rivers, getting on the streams, Pradco. You can get all your favorite lures from Pradco at the click of a button at Lurenet.com. They've got all the brands you're looking for, like Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and all the others. Also exclusive deals and baits that you find nowhere else for your favorite brands, plus free shipping for all orders within the United States, over $35 at Lurenet.com today. Back with calls, texts, and more halftime in the home stretch after this.
I told you to tell him you work at a sanitarium, not a sanitation.
This is halftime.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Choose your escape. Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a luxurious dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in a lavish meal with the $7 Supreme box. Or explore new worlds with the $9 Discovery box. Now featuring the crispy chicken burrito for a truly unmissable experience.
Is that Tony Hawk?
Get Lux for less, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Coast summers nipping on the run. Now the beach front, nights, fireflies and thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. Bet online. The game starts.
Sugar, I call my baby my sugar. I never maybe my sugar. That sugar baby of mine, he's special ration for me. He never asked for my money. All that I give him is honey, and that he can spend any time. I'd make 1,000,000 trips to his lips if I I will ever be, because he's sweeter than chocolate candy to me. He's confectionery sugar. I never cheat on my sugar, 'cause I'm too sweet on my sugar. That sugar baby of mine.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
And maybe the only sports show that's ever played Billie Holiday coming out of a commercial
Let's
break.
go.
That's bouncy. That's a good tune right there. Hey, you brought up the idea of Memphis going to the Big 12, Matt. Brett McMurphy now at On3 Sports reports that the Big 12 is, quote, not interested in adding Memphis, despite the school offering $250 million in sponsorship to the league. So trying to buy their way into the Big 12, and they were basically told,
That's what
not even the thanks part, just no thanks.
Yeah, that's what it's a pump fake, kind of psych. But isn't that what SMU did? They were like, we won't take any funds for 2 years. We'll get whatever money we earn, we'll give back to you. And so who knows how that'd be? But man, that's wild.
The thing about when you add one school into a league, you got to add two. You can't go with an uneven number. The ACC is different because, you know, they've got Notre Dame for all sports except football. So when they added SMU, I think that was more than anything a geographic thing to try to give Stanford and Cal a little bit of a partner, even though they're 100,000 miles away, even longer, but in the middle of the country. And it must have been a numbers thing to keep the league at a specific number for their sports. And then look at the Big 12. I mean, do you want to? I think they're at 18. Do they want to go any more than 18? Because if you add one, you got to add two. They'd need 20.
I'm telling you, I think they're going to be teams that you're going to have pods. It's going to be 20 where you have your 10s. Eventually, I think everybody, that's the number they're going to get to.
I just wonder how long until we get there. Like, how long do we play out conferences, ruling college football before they finally, realize that this whole thing might work better in a different way? Because right now we're not there. I still think we're 5 years away from something even coming like that.
ACC dissolves, and some of them go to the Big Ten, some of them come over to the SEC, and I think that's how that's how it'll kind of be.
The Tuna is with us here. Charlie, how are you doing today? What's new?
Man, what's good? How y'all doing?
Great, thank you.
Well, I will say, Phil, they actually had the Tuna somewhere important today. That's why I kind of had to hang up earlier. I would have waited to the 3 up, 3 down segment. Can you believe they're sending the Tuna to these important places? I had to look through my closet this morning. I could not find any khaki pants because I don't really own many of those. Matt, I don't know about you, man, but I just tried to
travel long distances.
Man, it took me a minute, but I finally found some decent shoes. I even found a belt, Phil, that I didn't think I really owned.
Like
that
you
would
literally
fit.
get it. You're putting business clothes on for the first time. Are you asking some rich dude for money?
No, I had to go do something for work today. I was actually in Little Rock, Phil. So, but I am on my way home now. So it was a good day. But anyway, I was thinking about what you guys were talking about earlier. Well, throughout the show, you had brought up, Phil, about going after a loss for if you're a hog and if you're a hog and a cowboy.
When I was writing this topic out here, I was specifically thinking of you, and I was thinking of JT and Hot Springs, because I know we've got a lot of Cowboys Razorback fans, but you're the two that were at the top of my list.
What about C Cowboy over there?
He doesn't count. He's producing the show. We just make fun of whatever his teams are doing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and the fact that he can't remember his wife's birthday every now and then. That's okay, though.
One time. Forget your wife's birthday one time, and they will never forget that you did that.
He knows I am only kidding. You guys jab at him about this all the time, and I make one comment about it, and Matt's over there trying to stir it up. No, but anyway, because I would probably forget, too. That's probably why I don't have a wife. I can't even keep up with my own birthday. Anyway, real quick, as far as that goes, Phil, I think if you asked me after Saturday, right after the game, I would say Arkansas. Then after Sunday, I would say Dallas. But I think when you look at it on Monday or Tuesday, after you let your emotions, come down a little bit. I think Dallas more so struggles because Dallas hurts me a little more because I feel like they're in their own way. And I'm talking about the people at the top. I think with Arkansas, it's more of, well, at least I got other sports. And the football team, though, sometimes it just feels like they find these crazy ways to lose. Like that Oklahoma State game last year, like the way they found a way to lose that game. I've never seen a team come up with so many ways, and that really hurt. In a sense of, because you knew that.
Like, Charlie, I don't remember the exact statistic, but there was a number in terms of how many yards.
Crazy.
Yeah, the differential in yardage between the winning and the losing team. It was one of the wackiest differentials of all. It's like you walked away from that game thinking, how the heck did they lose that? How did that happen? But that also, you know what that does? And you looked at that game and it's like, well, all right, look how our offense moves. I mean, they can, as long as they don't fumble the football and maybe we get a couple stops here and there, we could have a good year. And OSU at that point, we thought maybe they would win the Big 12. And then, 4 or 5 weeks later when OSU hadn't won another game, and then when the season's over and they finish winless in their conference, and that game against Oklahoma State basically showed you what the season was going to be like, yeah, that's a loss that kind of, when you look back at it, I don't know if it ruined your week, but it showed you what the football season would be like.
Yeah, and I think it's hard. Teams evolve throughout the year and get better or get worse, and it is crazy how Oklahoma State just did a total downhill slide right there. I wanted to comment real quick before I go here. Let me ask you this, Matt. When Mahomes loses, now look, I know Kelsey ain't the player he once was, but he does draw the attention. Do you think Andy Reid will figure this thing out? Because I think the last couple of years, their offense has not been what it's been, and it's not because of Mahomes. It's just they need to find some Rashee Rice. I hope he figures it out because the kid is extremely talented. But if they find, and Xavier Worthy's young too, if they can find some weapons and get this thing going again, and their offensive line, they're going to be fine. It'll also depend on how long Andy Reid stays there. But yeah, 1-5 is the key. But I'm actually hoping that Lamar and Josh Allen or one of these guys beat this guy because I'm tired of people saying they can't get it done. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thanks a lot, Charlie. Good to hear from you.
Man, it's hard to win. I know that. Yeah, you got to think that eventually it'll be passed. The torch will be passed. Kelsey's not. Yeah, I was surprised. Honestly, Phil, I was surprised Kelsey came back this year. I thought that would have been it. But yeah, he's definitely lost a little step. But he's still the thing about tight end more than any other position is you're gonna be getting the and ones, like meaning you're gonna have somebody on you, fouling you, touching you. So it's are you strong with the ball? And that's he has those bear mitts. Once you get it to him, he's gonna engulf it and he's still gonna make the catch. I just don't think you're gonna get that yak from him anymore. But being simpatico, being on the same page is really big. Especially when you're a quarterback, just knowing where your guys are. And hey, it's a quarterback league, right? Like the NBA is a star-driven league. It's a quarterback league. And to my knowledge, Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the NFL.
Get over to Twin Peaks in Rogers. Coming up on the 24th, 3 days from now, is National Tequila Day. They'll have house margaritas, tequila sunrise. Try their Twin Peaks Barrel Select Margarita or Sincoro Margarita. At Twin Peaks, they know their tequila, and life is too short not to celebrate National Tequila Day with top shelf spirits at Twin Peaks in Rogers. Also order a tried and true classic like the house margarita for a steal. Kick things up with a Sincoro Margarita served over an ice ball with Tajin rim. That's at Twin Peaks in Rogers. 29-degree draft beer always flowing and made from scratch fan favorites coming out of the kitchens all day long. Twin Peaks in Rogers, also online at twinpeaksrestaurant.com. Let's break. We'll wrap up halftime right after this.
Do you want to play with? Say hello to my little friend.
This is halftime.
Hey, Ty Richardson back in my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith here with Brooklyn, one of the new gals. Y'all have got a great special on Monday, Brooklyn.
Yes, we have our $3 domestic drafts, our Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Light, Yuengling, Shinerbach, Michelob Ultra, some super cold mugs, and 10 wings for $8.95.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Summer is here, and Gelco Outdoors has the outdoor gear for you. Hiking boots by Salomon, running shoes by Under Armour, fishing shoes by Extra Tough and Under Armour, dry fit fishing and outdoor clothing by AFCO, Ariat, Drake, Hook, and Under Armour. Take advantage of the hot summer deals on summer clothing with buy one, get the second at 50% off. See store for details. For all your summer fishing, Gelco has the gear. Hunters, get ready for bow season. Gelco Outdoors, your one-stop summer store. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Join the one and only NBA champ Jalen Williams and OBI for a special blood drive at the Fort Smith Convention Center, July 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Donate blood and score a limited edition J. Will t-shirt plus 50+ lucky donors, and up to 3 guests each will have a chance to meet J. Will and snap a photo with the legend. Save lives, one day, one legend, one pint at a time. Spots are limited, so book now at obi.com/events.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Baby, you understand me now. If sometimes you see that I'm mad, don't you know no one alive can always be an angel? When everything goes wrong, you see some bad. But I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh, please don't let me be misunderstood. You know, sometimes, baby, I'm so carefree, with a joy that's hard to hide. And then sometimes again it seems that all I have is worry. And then you're bound to see my other side.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Before we go today, it makes me sad, really sad. I don't know if he would have lived to today had he not killed himself, but Robin Williams would turn 74 years old today. It's been 11 years since Robin committed suicide. One of the all-time great actors, one of the all-time great comedians, a little bit manic, quite at times. And so one of the first bits that I heard Robin Williams ever talk about sports, this would have been 1982, and he was a Niners fan.
Niners! This man is a professor at Stanford. Doesn't matter what type of job you have. You may be a PhD professor, but all of a sudden they're like Niner people. Niners! Professor Hibble. Well, I like the team, Niners! People cheer now, but where were you 6 years ago? Where were you 6 years ago when the 49ers had a quarterback going, well, hype when the energy's right. When you used to have linemen who go like, well, I really can't deal with him. His pressure's too intense. He wants to run over me. I tried all the moves. I tried the thing. I let him go by, and then I pushed him. Get off. Get off the field. I don't need this pressure. You know, what's it going to be? There's a football strike on now. I mean, what are those guys going to do for a living? I mean, there's one picket line I don't want to cross. How you doing, Mr. Green? Whoa, you better not mess with me. Whoa, thank you, Mr. Green. Thank you. I mean, what are those guys going to do? What's the center going to do now that he's out of work? Work in a fast food restaurant going, your hamburger's ready.
The 1982 strike. Oh, man. A Niners fan. I don't remember him doing too much about sports. He did one sports movie, which was with Kurt Russell, played wide receiver, The Best of Times. And, man, I know we all have our favorite Robin Williams moments and routines and movies and everything, so I'd have loved to see Robin Williams, what he would have think of today. It would have been a fun thing to listen to for certain.
Some of those old Carsons when Robin Williams back in it, those were pretty good.
I think Carson literally loved him, almost like a son, because you watch some of those Carsons, you can see
He's
where
enamored of him.
he was
Yeah.
manic.
He loved him. Yeah.
Williams was almost crazy on stage. You never knew what he was going to say. And then the other aspect, too, and comedians knew that he would steal their material. And they actually kind of allowed it sometimes because it was Robin Williams. Anyway, I miss him. And I got to go back and listen to that whole routine because, there was some stuff I had to cut out because, that's what happens there. Good stuff today, guys. Good to be back with you. Yes, a big short Eddie Wu. Let's see, we got the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast coming out in just a moment. Anywhere you can download your podcast, and thanks to Eastside Liquor, as always. Ruskin and Zach coming up in a few moments, and we'll do this tomorrow. So for Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston, I'm Phil. Have a great rest of your Monday. Guys, good to be back with you. Get up, get out, and get better.